Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, it has come down to this. 24 teams started, only 2 teams remain. S1 and the Panhandlers will be fighting it out to call Pochinki their city. I am Jorisar, your observer. This evening is Sam Walton, and it will be a 1-team versus 1-team fight for the glory of PUBG Reddit's Pochinki Showdown. The rules are very simple. You jump out of the plane and go straight to Pochinki. If for any reason you can't get to Pochinki straight away, you have to run or take a vehicle straight there without picking anything up. And there is 1 circle after 15 minutes that starts doing light damage, and 3 minutes after that, you basically get final circle damage. So teams are incentivized to kill each other long before that ends up happening. This is effectively the EU versus NA showdown as well. 1 team hailing entirely from EU, which I believe is S1, and 1 team coming completely from NA, who I believe are the Panhandlers. It's going to be a little bit of a long parachute, but already we can see that S1 are possibly gearing up to go more towards East Pochinki. The Panhandlers may be looking more west, but it's a little bit early days. We'll wait and see. Your players on Team S1 are S1 Sniper, Bell, Pharaoh Bear, and Sky. And on the Panhandlers, we have Kuram, Cleme, Rising Fire, and Hey Nighty. And now we have the parachutes deploying by the looks of things. Let's see who ends up going in what direction. You have your Panhandlers, ladies and gentlemen, in the red colors, I do believe. And as a result, you have S1 as green. And it looks like northeast is going to be the area of choice for the Panhandlers. They've successfully avoided S1, who have broadly gone in the south, except for Bell, who is incredibly aggressively losing very, very close to the Panhandlers. Now, I personally love this strategy because what it means is that if you 100% know and you saw that the team were going in the northeast, then you want to go basically 1 stack of buildings next to them, loot all the guns, grab all the loot, and get as many meds as possible in case you need to survive the final circle. And as soon as you do that, you just run away. Just make sure you deny them loot and you run. So what Bell wants to find, ideally, are 6 first aid kits that he can run back to his team and distribute. It is effectively north versus south Pochinki. We have 14 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. And we will see how quickly the Panhandlers end up moving. Rising Fire, who in previous games was lauded for his excellent fashion sense, is back in the purple trousers and red top. I believe he also has sunglasses, but we will confirm that a little bit later in the game. Cleme now also starting to move with his team. They've looted the immediate surrounding buildings. There's not too much need for anything else, and they are moving back. Elsewhere, I think S1 are now a squad again, so they only grabbed a couple of buildings before deciding actually this could end up being a little bit risky. Yeah, Bell's actually moved back into that stack, but he did manage to loot at least 2 buildings in that middle north stack, which is potentially useful for them later on. In fact, if they can sort of draw a line at this stack in the bottom left of your screen that you see now, I have a feeling that whoever gets that will have the med advantage early on. No one needs to go across the road yet because they both know that they landed in Pochinki proper. So the teams are just going to be looting for the next couple of minutes. Another Mini 14. Bell not really interested in that. I think he's already seen about 3 of those. But the team are in the same stack. Sky, you can see, sporting the military level vest. That's going to be particularly useful. You want to minimize the amount of damage done to you. Okay, because you don't want to die, but also because you want to minimize your med usage in this game where it's very, very difficult to get more than, I guess, a basic level of meds. You saw people dying when the circle ended up coming in. And I have to say at the moment, S1 are doing a significantly better job of just spreading out and looting as quickly as possible. It feels like we have a very conservative strategy coming out from the Panhandlers, and they know that they drop North Pochinki and S1 drop South, but they have been running through different areas just a lot slower, to be honest, than S1 have. I think S1 have gone through 2 different stacks of buildings already, and the Panhandlers are just about making their way out of that first group of 6. Coming on in this side, still no real action. There's about 4 or 5 houses separated, basically a single stack of buildings, the middle north stack, which Bell partially looted early on, being the difference between these two teams in terms of position right now. It's entirely possible that the Panhandlers end up going to the triple story and crossing the road very early. If they did that, they would get a little bit more loot, but at the end of the day, I get the feeling that S1 are in a superior position if that happens, because they can keep them pinned down with 1 or 2 people while everyone else continues to go loot. We'll see if that ends up happening. Pharaoh looks like he's on watch duty by the looks of things, as the rest of the team continue to run around. So he's just looking north, trying to spot if anyone ends up crossing the road. I have a feeling that Kuram and Co. are going to do so shortly. This garage complex, no vehicles in it, of course, tends to be a place where teams kind of hang out, see if they can get a little bit of intel, and then beyond that immediately sort of use it as a launch pad to go across the road. Now, they could go into central stack here, north middle, but they will see, I think, doors open. Oh, and Bell is on the roof as well, so he might actually be able to gain a little bit of sight. Now, I can tell from the way Bell is looking around that the team do not yet know where the Panhandlers are. So Bell might be in prime position right now to spot that they are, in fact, somewhere north. Unfortunately, he's blocked by that stairwell in the triple story. That means actually that Pharaoh might end up being best placed, unless these guys end up crossing the road, in which case several team members of S1 will be able to spot them. So still being very ginger at the start of this game. We have 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. The teams have not exchanged fire. Bell's actually the first person to cross. Oh, no, pardon me. He's following Sky, who was the first. And they're now going to slowly go and loot up these houses. It looks like from where Rising Fire is, he's still just watching out. It's not necessarily intent to go into middle stack, but he seems very keen on making sure that no one comes through that middle alleyway, lest they see the roof and spot his trousers. That would be absolutely disastrous. In the meantime, we have one person splitting off from the rest of the team on S1's end. Is that S1's? Oh, that's S1 Sniper now going to loot the east compounds. These guys are fairly convinced that their enemy is somewhere to the north. So Pharaoh Bear is going to be taking oversight duty. And it looks like Sky is going to be joining him by positioning himself across the road. S1 Sniper now quickly going through that compound to see if there's anything at all he can grab, especially in terms of meds to distribute to his team. No doubt he'll be coming back. That is an explosion. Where on earth and why? I'm going to straight up say I don't think that was aimed at anyone, because no one's really getting out of the way. I think everyone just heard an explosion. That was kind of it. It's not really giving away too much information, because the Panhandlers know that S1 are south. S1 know that the Panhandlers are up north. If anything, it just kind of confirms it for both teams. Little bit odd, that, I have to say. Maybe they thought they saw someone around a corner and wanted to flush them out, but unfortunately, if that's the case, it would have ended up being a bit of a false alarm. Sky now in the building reasonably close by as S1 slowly start to move up. Now, at this point, I have to say the loot ratio in terms of the number of buildings covered must be something like 2 to 1, possibly 2.5, 3 to 1 in favor of S1. They just moved throughout Pochinki so much faster. And despite being just across the road, the Panhandlers are not the first ones to get to the triple story. It's going to be S1. Now, for what it's worth, the Panhandlers will be able to spot S1. I'm pretty sure Kuram's already seen at least one person, and we'll see S1 Sniper running behind there. Yeah, he does. So he sees them going across through the building, and that means that the elements of surprise could potentially be with the Panhandlers here, but they will almost certainly have less loot. There's also no real need for S1 to cross the road. I don't think they know for sure they have superior loot, but they're going to know that their movement has been pretty good this game. And they know that their opponents are somewhere in that stack. Oh, do we think that Pharaoh's actually spotted one of them? And that might be, yes, okay, they have. So they're looking around in that building now. That means someone has been spotted and they know where their opponents are. Bella is also sporting a level 3 helmet at the moment, which is particularly useful, and he was so effective with the Kar 98K last time around as well. So this is going to end up being a little bit of a standoff, and I have to say, as things stand, S1 are looking very, very good. Their movement has been excellent. They now have a really good reason to stay in one place. It took them a while, but they have spotted and they know exactly where their opponents are. And they suspect, maybe correctly, that they have better loot and more meds. Now, there's no way for me to 100% confirm from the spectator view that they have more meds, but given the number of houses they have been in compared to panhandlers, I can only assume that that's the case. Couple of buildings in the south that nobody's ended up looting yet, and Sky is just playing cleanup duty. Really sensible strategy coming out from S1. Continuing what S1 Sniper himself did in the east of Pochinki a little bit earlier. Very, very good stuff from him. He's just going to clear the southern part. He could end up being a flanker, actually. If it turns out that that ends up being desired, the team can sort of discuss on comms and decide whether that is an appropriate course of action. S1 Sniper is a little bit far away. I don't think he's stair camping. I think he's actually gone back to finish the rest of his Ben and Jerry's. He's probably gone to chill out with the real Foxford. I'm pretty sure they've gone back for seconds. And if they're going back for seconds, if they're Haagen-Dazs, it would be vanilla caramel brownie, I'm almost certain. Oh! Well, there we go. Oh, wow, I didn't know you could keep the horn stuck on. That's a strategy, I suppose. Okay, there we go. That would have been very annoying if that ended up happening indefinitely. Might have had to mute something. And if it's Ben and Jerry's, it would absolutely be cookie dough. I mean, it's just the best flavor to share, right? Because no one hates it. I think we can all agree on that. So I'm pretty sure S1 Sniper, the real Foxford, are enjoying themselves. I really want chocolate sprinkles now. I'm talking myself into being hungry. This is bad. 5 minutes remaining, and we're in the awkward position of the teams knowing exactly where each other are. Now, bear in mind, to be fair, both teams have won a game in this format with more teams in the game to get to this point. So we're being ultra strategic here. And there's no reason for S1 to move. They're better geared. They should have better meds. Action has to be on the panhandlers here. I think the potential to flank is real. I think that Sky or Bell could go around the other side of these guys and try and get an early peek in through a window or similar. Oh, and Bell is actually going for it now. We're going to see some action. 4 minutes, 30 left. And he is absolutely charging through. Oh, Clemay. Oh, my goodness, Kiram, he's actually running towards him. Both teams got fed up at the same time, maybe? Oh, do they see each other? Well, they do now. They didn't before. And Bell and Kuram, well, they're a little bit less stuck than they were before, to be fair. Kuram probably has to go around the blue house because he's not actually sure if Bell has gone upstairs into that two-story. And we see the whole of the panhandlers actually retreating back towards East Pochinki, deciding that that compound is not a safe one to be in. Correctly spotting that more than one person has actually spotted where they are. So they've gone ahead and fled. And I think that is actually a wise decision to be able to reposition themselves. Now, if they can find a way to get around the fences well enough, there might be an opportunity then for them to flank Bell and get a sneaky kill off there. Rising Fire, in the meantime, a little bit separated from the rest of his team, but has the possibility of getting a sneaky kill out on S1 Sniper. Will he be able to spot him, though? He's actually on the top floor, not on the... Is he on the roof so far? Is he prone on the roof? Yeah, I think he's prone on the roof, yes. And oh, no, there we go. Bell actually getting two people there. Kuram. No, not two people. It is just the one person, but Kuram goes down and gets killed by Bell. Off screen there, Bell actually quite low on hit points, and that is what happens when your teams get impatient and you start running around. I think Bell actually handled that situation really well, and Kuram might have expected to win that engagement because he was the one who spotted Bell first after all, but sometimes it's not the way the cookie crumbles, and as a result, it is a 4v3 situation. I don't think the body got loose, and Clemay is also inside a house very close to where Kuram got downed. Bell is going to go ahead and heal up. 240 remaining until the first circle hits. S1 continuing to play this patiently, tactically, but without crossbows. That makes me sad. Rising Fire opting no longer to go for the flank. Couldn't spot S1 Sniper. Couldn't actually get him off that roof. Nice positioning, and Clemay has S1 Sniper. Has Sky in his sights, but can't quite finish it off. I thought, frankly, that was comfortably enough bullets to finish him off, but he might have just missed one or two shots that may have come within a hair of actually taking him out. So Clemay continuing to strike here. Rising Fire now incredibly close to Bell. Very close to Bell. I think Bell's trying to work out whether Rising Fire is inside the building, and he's turning his head to see if he can basically triangulate. Rising Fire is throwing grenades into the building. Is that going to tell Bell that his opponent also is outside the building? He hears the footsteps now. He's trying to work out if it's in or out. I think he's now deduced that it's still outside the building. He's going to slowly move on through. There he is. Spots him. Beautiful. Very, very clinical there. Probably wants to get rid of the down as soon as possible to prevent him from actually providing any information to his teammates. But hey, 90 is trying to prevent that from happening. He's not covering fire at the moment. Sky and Bell, though, a little bit of a difficult situation. He has to keep providing covering fire. No, both of them go down, and that could end up being very tricky. Hey, 90 goes down here, and he does. We are down to 5 alive. All of a sudden, it's Clemay versus the world. And it's a 4v1 situation. S1 have played this supremely in terms of strategy. Also, they had a superior position and still moved in. They camped when they needed to, but they have continued to move in. S1 Sniper continuing to provide overwatch from this roof, commanding his troops and eating cookie dough, from what I can understand. So he's doing a relatively good job there. Elsewhere, it's effectively a 3v1 close quarters combat operation. And here comes the 3 minutes of light damage. Sky is going to need some meds, or is he going to actually give up his meds so that Bell can heal up? I think that might be what he's doing here. They're chucking a couple of grenades out. In fact, Sky could have done it in style and chucked a grenade up on himself. But it looks like he's going to be dropping his meds for Bell. I would not be surprised if that's what's happening. Because at the end of the day, it's a 4v1. They could easily tank their meds on one person and win this right now. The action is absolutely on Clemay, and S1 have played this exactly to the letter of how you should be winning the numbers advantage on this kind of map. They're retreating up to the church. And in 2 minutes, the circle damage is going to be, well, basically unsustainable. Here, Clemay dropping the smoke to let everyone know where he is as well. I think we recognize, oh, he's got a frag grenade out as well. Is he about to end this in style? Does he know that might end up being the end of him here? Is he still going to try? He keeps having the frag. He keeps teasing me. It would be a good way to end it, though, if he knows. But at the moment, he's the person with the most health. S1 Sniper, of all people. Oh, there we go. Here come the bandages. Have they actually pulled their resources effectively? Oh my, Bell has gone down as well. I thought they were pooling. What's going on? If Clemay has one more first aid... Oh my. I was not expecting this, but if Clemay doesn't actually have another... Oh, never mind. Sniper has a first aid kit. He could have waited a while to use that. He was being a little bit rushed, but given that Clemay only has bandages left now, I think that should be that. It's technically a 1v1, but S1 Sniper, the ice cream has given him a strong amount of help. No! Clemay did have a first aid of it! Oh my god. Okay, I just straight up don't know anymore. Oh my god, why they... This is awkward. S1 Sniper's got nothing left. Clemay, the panhandlers are about to win this. Unless he's got a first aid that he is dropping right this second, and he does not. They closed in on 3 members of the squad, ladies and gentlemen. S1 had this game done and dusted, and yet they didn't rush the final player. And as a result, the panhandlers end up winning the final. Oh my goodness, I did not see that happening. That was a real twist at the end. I didn't see Clemé with that first aid. He was only using bandages. I was fairly confident that that had been won. But oh my goodness. They probably pulled it on him all along. I suspect that's what ended up happening. S1 Sniper was too far away from the rest of his team. He couldn't actually take their meds. What on earth? Well, congratulations to the Panhandlers. Commiserations to S1. I still get the feeling if they pulled their meds, S1 Sniper could easily have won that. But that is not going to be the case today, and the Panhandlers will be able to win their tasty share of prizes. Of course, they get the tournament winner role on the Discord with a unique color, along with a special role showing that they won this particular tournament. They've got a flare on Reddit, and they get Reddit Gold, and a Gamescom crate and key each. Of course, all of these prizes were donated by the existing subscribers to the PUBG Reddit channel. So make sure you go ahead and throw the channel a subscribe. Thank you, everybody, for watching and subscribing today. We really appreciate all the support that you give us. And yeah, congratulations once again to the Panhandlers. So NA currently beating out EU in the grand finals. I'm Jorisa, and Sam Walton was your observer today. No doubt we will be back very soon for more PUBG Reddit custom games. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks for all your tweets as well. No doubt we will see you next week. Ta-ra for now.